Hello everybody and welcome to another Ultimate Fighter episode review. This is for episode 5 of season 24. I almost said episode 34, season 5. Episode 5 of season 24 called Nothing Stops Us. Pretty damn good episode, and we'll get into why and now. So I'll start off by saying this is probably one of the more emotional episodes. It was definitely one of the funnier ones. There was no prank wars going on. I'll explain why it was a bit funnier, but first we'll get through the video packages. So we focused on Ronaldo, Candido, who was on Team Benavidez, fighting in this episode, and then after him is Jaime Alvarez video package. Sorry about the random pause there, I got something weird pop up. Anyway, it was just an AVG thing before anyone gets any ideas. So yeah, we see the video packages and we see Ronaldo had a very humble life as a kid. When he was 11, his father, who was an alcoholic, separated from his mother. But when Ronaldo actually started taking up jiu-jitsu and started taking up fighting, and he was a gold medalist in the US National Opens, I think. And like his dad, who he hadn't seen in a while, actually said how proud he was of his son. And it was just a really lovely emotional moment. I mean, Candido himself was crying in the little backstage thing they do. I really enjoyed that, and obviously, we got to see his family. He lives with his mom. He has a girlfriend, and I think he has a kid. I don't fully remember, but what I do remember is that his gym. I forget the name of it, but he trains at the gym with Jose Aldo, the former, currently the interim UFC featherweight champion, and Claudia Gadelha, who was pretty awesome Brazilian strawweight. One thing I completely forgot, well, not that I completely forgot, I just didn't know, was that in the previous season he was actually part of Team Claudia's training team, training her group of fighters in jiu-jitsu, and I thought, oh, that was pretty cool actually. I like that. So when you got someone like Candido who's been training for as long as he has and hasn't been fighting for as long, like six, undefeated in 6 fights, finished all of them, most of those in the first round. I mean, he's a good jiu-jitsu guy, and he's a very nice person, despite the mean look he gave Cejudo for mispronouncing his name as Rafael. Oh, that was delightful. Anyway, moving on to Jamie's video package, we find out that not a whole lot about him. We find out he's single, but family is quite an important thing to him. He's got a big family, and he's a nice looking dude. He's very confident fighter as well. Pretty much throughout the training sessions, like we'll put the video package to the side for a second. Throughout the training sessions, he was like saying stuff that he thought he already knew, and I was like, I can respect that. He knows a lot more about fighting than I ever will. But I just liked how how he was like putting his style across to Cejudo. So yeah, video package see him like celebrating with his niece, who is the most important thing to him, and my god, she's adorable. I wish I could remember her name, but I just want to get at her. She's so cute. I mean, came to the point where at the end of the video package, as always with the fighter, they like say they're going away, and he said to his niece, like, "You want to give me a kiss before I go away?" And she went, "No," and buried her face in her hands like this. She went, "No." I mean, obviously it was a lot cute because she's like a 4-year-old girl, and I'm a 24-year-old autistic wanker, but it was an adorable sight nonetheless. And I enjoyed seeing it. So screw you. Next up, we come up with a little bit more niceness in the episode. Dana White let the fighters watch UFC 200. Now, as a rule in the Ultimate Fighter House, they're not allowed TV. They're not allowed any technological stuff, as a rule. But he let them watch UFC 200 because they've been working hard in the tournament, and they have. You gotta remember, 4 episodes, 5 fights, 5 finishes. And yeah, a couple of the fights were quite important, actually. Because one of them was the Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar fight for the interim featherweight belt, which is important to Candido because he's Aldo's jiu-jitsu coach. Then there was the main event between Amanda Nunes and Miesha Tate for the women's bantamweight championship, and Jaime Alvarez is friends with Amanda Nunes, is a training partner of hers, and they were both kind of happy because both the people they trained with won at the event. Amanda became the new UFC bantamweight champion, women's bantamweight champion, and Aldo became the interim featherweight champion. So that was nice. And it's just a really good episode all in all. And wow, okay, yeah, just check the timer. We're gonna move on now before I keep stuttering. Next up, we have one of the slightly funnier moments of the season. Sorry, my phone was fully charged, so I just unplugged and charged it. Jarvis Brown, UFC heavyweight fighter, one of my favourite heavyweights going at the moment, showed up on a Harley Davidson motorcycle, and it was just really cool to see him pop up to the house, like ride over the motorcycle and say, as a reward, they're going, and the fighter who wins the season will get two bikes, one for themselves and one for someone who inspires them. To which Tim Elliott from Team Benavidez said, "What if I inspire myself?" Travis replied, "Then you get two, you selfish son of a bitch." I just thought that was a brilliant line. I just thought it was hilarious. I really did. Like, obviously, none of the Ultimate Fighter was scripted. That was something that was just right off the cuff, and I loved that so much. I thought it was so hilarious. And yeah, it was nice seeing Tim like act like Tim does. He's kind of a cocky person, but he's fun to be around. You can't deny it. And obviously, some of the fighters were going through people who inspire them, like Jaime Alvarez was listing his brother, saying, that maybe cruise down the beaches of wherever Jamie's from. I forget where he's from. I think Arizona. I'm not really sure, but cruise down the beaches, looking at girls and stuff. And Candido wants to win one for himself and his dad, because it was always a dream of his for them to ride bikes together. And his dad actually used to have one, I believe. So many of the things as well. But it was a nice change of pace from from all the other stuff. Obviously, all the training stuff aside, we finally get to the actual fight itself between Candido and Alvarez. I've been talking for almost 7 minutes, probably more if you count all the cuts I've got to make. But uh, it was a pretty good fight, and once again, it was a finish. Not only that, but it tied things up now, so it's 3-3. Candido, okay, the first round, well, it ended in the first round, but it was a pretty damn good round. Uh, Alvarez came out, he looked very confident on the feet, he landed some good kicks. Then it came to an exchange, and he landed a brutal right punch, exactly right on Candido's chin, knocked him down, landed a lot of ground and pounds, wasn't able to finish. Candido defended really well, he survived throughout the assault, and they got back to standing up. And actually, before they did that, Candido managed to grab one of Jamie's legs and tried to submit him, and Jamie was just having trouble trying to get out of that. You could tell that he was not the most experienced jiu-jitsu guy, whereas Candido, he's a black belt. He's pretty much a world champion in most places as well. I mean, he trains Jose Aldo and Claudio Gadelha for frick's sake, so you can't take that away from him. But he eventually managed to take Jamie down, took his back, just while they were standing, actually. Well, he managed to grab Jamie while they were standing, took his back, and sunk in the rear naked choke, and Jamie tapped. It was just once he tapped, he just went like that. It was just one. But, the referee called the fight and tied it up. 3 for Benavidez now, 3 for Cejudo. And, then the next fight was announced. Matt Schnell from Team Cejudo against Matt Rizzo from Team Benavidez. Did I get that right? Give me a second. Yeah, Matt Schnell from Cejudo against Rizzo from Benavidez. So pretty good episode. One of my favorites so far. Still not fight of the season. Fight of the season still goes to the first episode. Well, the first fight of the first episode, because there was 2. But Brandon Moreno against Alexandre. I forgot his freaking name. Pantoja. I wanted to call him Petnaris, but that's a different fight altogether. But yeah, that was a good fight. Probably my favorite of the season so far. For me, the fight in the first episode was not good. Anyway, that's going to do it for this review. I'll see you probably tomorrow or Sunday, depending on whenever I actually get the episode of Set Your Goals backtracking episode 3 Set Your Goals written. So yeah, I'll just see you then. Bye bye.